Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. PPPC government doing big business with sanctioned U.S. company. China Railway Construction Corporation remains on OFAC sanctions list. Linden mayor criticizes government over lack of new infrastructure projects after 5 years. Endorses Norton for president. ERC at odds over feigned apology by Jennifer Ali. Leaked video shows no remorse for her actions. And AFC unveils additional transformation projects planned if elected to office. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Monday, 11th August 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you should know this evening. The People's Progressive Party Civic is doing big business with a Chinese company that has been sanctioned by the United States since 2019 and 2020. The government, however, does not appear to be worried about the possible implications of its actions. Travis Chase reports.
The Irfan Ali-led administration seem not to be bothered by the fact that they are still conducting multi-billion-dollar business deals with United States-sanctioned China Railway Construction Corporation. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's sitting Vice President Bartica is quoted in another section of the press as saying that, no, Guyana has nothing to worry about. However, for the past year, the very Vice President and President Irfan Ali have been hammering home the point about doing business with individuals and companies sanctioned by the United States of America. China Railway Construction Corporation Limited was sanctioned by the World Bank in 2019 for fraud and corruption. Also, as seen on this document, in November 2020, President Donald Trump issued an executive order prohibiting any American company or individual from owning shares in companies that the United States Department of Defense has listed as having links to the People's Liberation Army, which included China Railway Construction Corporation. China Railway Construction Corporation is OFAC sanctioned. In Guyana, the government went ahead and signed major deals with the sanctioned company, mega projects such as the new Demerara Harbor Bridge, the proposed Berbice and Quarantine River bridges, as well as a section of the electricity transmission distribution upgrade. The Guyana government wants its citizens to believe that the sanctions imposed on China Railway constructions are totally different from sanctions imposed on others in Guyana. For the United States, it continues to remind non-U.S. companies of requirements to comply with U.S. sanctions and export controls. Several Chinese companies are currently leading a number of projects in Guyana. These include the extension of the second phase of the East Coast Demerara Road project, the building of the new Demerara Harbor Bridge, Jovera Park, and the construction of 6 regional hospitals. The U.S. Defense Department in 2019 released a list of 20 companies, including CRCC, allegedly owned or controlled by the Chinese military or People's Liberation Army. The list was mandated by a 1999 law, which gives the president the option of imposing the International Emergency Economic Powers Act penalties against listed firms. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Mayor of Linden and a Partnership for National Unity's candidate Sharma Solomon rapped the government over its failure to complete several key projects in the mining town. Solomon was addressing hundreds of supporters who gathered in Wisma for a political rally ahead of the upcoming general and regional elections. Marvin Cato has that story.
Linden's mayor and the Partnership for National Unity candidate Sharma Solomon rapped the People's Progressive Party civic government over several incomplete projects that were conceptualized by the opposition and by extension the region. The mayor reminded that the PPPC over the last 5 years has failed the people of Linden.
Do you see the transformational development, Linden? Point to any single one in Linden and show it to me. Don't tell me about the synthetic track. That's a coalition foundation. Don't tell me about the Linden-Suzdijk Highway. That's a Burnham initiative that needed 4 lanes, not 2. Don't tell me about the Wisma Bridge. That is a coalition concept.
Solomon, in full form, articulated his displeasure at the rate of development, or lack thereof, that his township has experienced over the last 5 years. He pointed to the education sector, citing ongoing challenges.
Check the Bamia Primary School, and you'll see what we're speaking about.
The mayor went on to highlight that Linden has always had Norton's back in his endorsement of Mr. Norton.
One of the first tasks, becoming regional chairman in 2011, that we did in ensuring that we give representation, because we know when we see value in people, we represent them. It was to take Aubrey Compton Norton to Parliament. We remember when he didn't make Parliament, we took a bus from Linden, 34 of us. We went down and we stood with the leadership of our party, as we do now, and say that Aubrey Compton Norton on the 1st of September deserves to be our president.
The mayor reminded that Mr. Norton has always represented the interests of the ordinary Guyanese and called for Region 10 to overwhelmingly throw their support behind the APNU. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
A racist rant that went on for several weeks before it caught the attention of the Ethnic Relations Commission may just receive a pat on the back as members of the commission remain at odds over the incident. Here is more.
Several sections of society are outraged over the Ethnic Relations Commission's handling of the case involving Jennifer Ali. Back in June, the Ethnic Relations Commission said it had opened a formal case against Jennifer Ali, who took to Facebook and directed some of the most vile, racist, reprehensible comments at the late Adriana Young and her grieving family. It is apparent that the ERC wanted Ali to publicly apologize, but between June to August, the public has heard nothing from the ERC about the case. A high-ranking source told Nightly News that Ali made contact with the ERC and issued what many believe was an insincere apology. The ERC has not yet released the video because some commissioners are at odds. Some commissioners at the time believe that the video should have been released, while others saw the apology as sincere but feigned.
I hope this message finds you well. To whomever my Facebook comments and posts have offended, I apologize. The intent was never there. We all have different viewpoints. We all decipher messages differently. But at the end of the day, we should take responsibility for the things we say. And this is me taking mine. Thank you.
The commission at the time of the racist comments by Ali said it was appalled that during a time of mourning, such vile and hateful expressions were publicly shared, further inflicting pain on a family already burdened by tragic loss. These actions violate the basic standards of decency and mutual respect that are essential to maintaining harmony in our multi-ethnic society, according to the ERC. Most recently, performer Daniel Wharton, called Baby Skello, was charged over a song that was seen as blasphemous of a Hindu goddess, and he was remanded to prison. On May 8th, the ERC condemned the song released by Skello, which it said depicted the Hindu goddess Lakshmi in a vulgar, sexually explicit and blasphemous manner. Skello later publicly apologized, but was still hauled before the courts. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Join us after the break. We have more news for you.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality.
Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Manripo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 629-4023, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rolf Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
So much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
With us, you with the HGP Nightly News. A Partnership for National Unity's presidential candidate Aubrey Norton has pledged to improve the standard of living for residents of Linden, which includes cutting electricity costs and diversifying other sectors. Antonio Day has that story.
We want to see Linden progress. Linden has scope to develop other industries outside of bauxite. We will work assiduously to ensure that there is always cheap electricity in Linden. That's a promise to you.
Aubrey Norton, a Partnership for National Unity's presidential candidate, made his remarks over the weekend in his hometown of Linden, Region 10. In his impassioned speech, the APNU candidate met government and raised the standards of living for residents in Linden. The seasoned politician reminded Lindeners of Prime Minister Mark Phillips' disclosure of connecting the mining town to the Guyana Power and Light Company's main grid, known as the Demerara-Berbice Interconnected System. He assured Lindeners that the current subsidy for electricity will not be removed once the APNU coalition is in government.
We're saying to you that wouldn't happen under us. We want to see Linden progress.
The bauxite mining town has long been a stronghold of the People's National Congress reform led by APNU. According to Mr. Norton, Linden is among the towns where the governing PPPC has deliberately underdeveloped.
When we said that we must develop agriculture in Linden, the thing said to us that we shouldn't do it. There are other regions like 6 and 5 that have a comparative advantage, and they should be allowed to do that.
The APNU presidential candidate referenced the defunding of the Linden Enterprise Network.
When they come to tell you nonsense, ask them if they like Linden Linden so much, why they did not put a board at Lens so that the money could be distributed.
Among other things, Mr. Norton said that APNU will provide both rent and mortgage assistance for Lindeners, implement a school transformation program across the country, and boost agriculture in Linden. He warned Lindeners to be wary of the governing PPC and its promises. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
While ecstatic at the overwhelming support by youths for a partnership for national unity, one candidate from the party is gravely concerned about those who are afraid to publicly register their support for their party of choice in wake of alleged active victimization and witch hunting by the incumbent. Antonio Day is on that story.
27-year-old Eden Carbon, one of the frontally passionate and new faces joining the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, has welcomed the overwhelming support nationwide for his party.
I'm really impressed about the outpouring of support and love that we've been seeing in the communities. Persons are supportive of the party. Persons are really hopeful and they're praying for our victory.
However, the attorney in the waiting expressed to Nightly News his concerns about the constant victimization and witch hunting of those public servants, particularly youths, who publicly would like to register their support for APNU.
There's a flip side to that, is that a lot of the youths are a bit worried and scared about coming out and openly supporting the party.
The APNU candidate stressed that in a true democracy, citizens should freely support a political party of their choice. He's also worried that their families and livelihoods will also be targets of the state.
If you're not saying that you're voting for them or you're not waving their flag, you tend to get, sidelined, or if there's supposed to be a promotion or if there's a vacancy, you're going to get a letter from the PS and, you're hearing these, and these are the valid concerns that we're hearing.
Corbyn noted that many citizens are fed up of the dictatorship under the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic.
The support that we've been getting has been pure, genuine support, where persons are just genuinely tired and exhausted in living with this, and it's not just one particular people, it's persons from all different ethnicities, persons from all walk of life.
Corbyn, who is a known youth advocate, noted that since he entered the political race, he has received heartfelt congratulatory messages from friends and acquaintances who are partisan and non-partisan, including those from the incumbent. In this context, he noted that this is a clear indication that Guyana is gradually achieving political maturity. The former youth parliamentarian is adamant that in order for Guyana to progress, society must adopt a sense of political maturity, as condescending politics should be the thing of the past. He reasoned that youths should be defenders of change and must understand that it is okay to respectfully disagree to agree. Curtin, who is known for his concise delivery, said that the incumbent must understand that the dogma of leadership does not entail entitlement and manipulation.
It's just the duplicity of the current government. They only want to serve the persons who are willing to serve them.
I am Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Alliance for Change's presidential candidate Nigel Hughes says his party will diversify the local economy by investing in sectors such as agriculture, tourism, and renewable energy. Hughes was speaking on Sources over the weekend. Marvin Cato reports.
The Alliance for Change leader, in his interview on Sources on Sunday, delved into the economic benefits an Alliance for Change government would bring to Guyana. In its manifesto, the Alliance for Change says to foster economic growth and diversification, it will develop a diverse economy by investing in sectors such as agriculture, tourism, and renewable energy.
We would encourage large and medium-scale palm oil production. The state will create the incentives or create the facilities for the harvesting of that, the storage of it, and the direct export.
In his infrastructural vision for the country, the presidential candidate highlighted modern facilities that would benefit the country immensely.
Bartica to Goshen Road, roll-on, roll-off ferry between Goshen and Bartica. We're going to make sure that the road facilities linking Kaituma with Matthews Ridge, with Baramita, with all those places in Region 1 so that you can get in your car from Georgetown and actually get out.
He also stressed the need to ease congestion in and out of the city and to modernize the local transportation sector.
Or we will make Durban Park the hub, the transportation hub for the country. It will be like...
All of these measures will be delivered once elected to government on September 1st. This is Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. More news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Election offences are actions that have been made illegal by law with a view to ensure that the elections are free, fair and transparent. Some election offences are voting more than once in the same election, voting or attempting to vote if you are not qualified to do so, voting in the name of another person, canvassing for voters or interfering with an elector within 200 yards of a polling station, removing or defacing a lawfully displayed official electoral notice or election materials, deliberately obstructing or interfering with the work of an election officer. Any person found guilty of an election offense may be fined and imprisoned. For some offenses, a person may be disqualified from voting in future elections. Do not commit election offenses. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
It's CPR time. CPR we're all. Man, girl and boy. Feel the CPR joy from every nation. In the Caribbean, larger than life. We're building legends in this Caribbean nation. We're all in. It's CPR time.
We're all in. Republic Bank, title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
With us, you're watching the HGP Nightly News. President Irfan Ali declared that a tax-free status for feminine hygiene products would be part of his agenda during his party's re-election bid in Bath, Region 5. Here are the details.
Jada June reports that, speaking at the People's Progressive Party rally in Bath, Region 5, on Sunday, President Irfan Ali emphasized the PPPC's dedication to enhancing women's health. The president announced that sanitary items would be tax-free.
And women in our society, we have to invest in our women because women are the bedrock of development.
The president also pointed out an initiative undertaken by the First Lady's office, which has seen women benefit.
We started a program under the First Lady office, ending period poverty. giving young women sanitary supplies for a year. And today, we have decided in our manifesto that we are going to remove all taxes on sanitary supplies and other basic supplies.
It was also divulged that once re-elected to office, women will benefit from special tax incentives.
When we speak about women, we are talking about special tax incentive for single women-led families.
Meanwhile, there was a public outcry on social media, with many reminding the president such items were already free from value-added tax for several years. It was also pointed out in the revised and amended 2017 Value-Added Tax Act, Chapter 8105, specifically Schedule 1, Section 14, which states, and I quote, "Zero rated for the purposes of Section 17 are supplies of A. diapers such as Pampers for adults and babies, B. kerosene stoves, and C. sanitary napkins or panty liners." Close quote. This legal provision says sanitary napkins and panty liners being, and I quote, "zero rated," close quote, meaning no VAT would be applied to their sale. As such, members of the public argue that the PPPC's statement is not a new tax relief measure, but rather a continuation of existing legislation. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
President Irfan Ali has announced plans for a world-class marina that's set to transform Bartica, the gateway to the interior, into a premier destination for visitors from across the world. Here again is Jada June.
Bartica, which is referred to as the, and I quote, "gateway to the interior," close quote, is about to experience an important transformation with the construction of a high-quality tourism marina in that mining community. President Irfan Ali made the announcement on Sunday while visiting the region's 7th tongue.
There was a time in our country when we could have afforded to have 10 or 12 individual waterfront facilities. But we don't have the land and we don't have the water frontage for that now. So we have to build massive facility to support the development across the different regions and water integration in the transport system.
It is anticipated that the facility would combine contemporary conveniences with sustainable architecture, enhancing Bartica's function as a starting point for other well-known locations. President Ali claims that in addition to increasing tourism, the project will generate jobs and benefit the local economy. The project is a component of the government's larger infrastructure and tourism plan, which aims to establish Guyana as a premier travel destination while guaranteeing that new business ventures benefit the interland communities. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. Regional news is ahead.
It's CPR time. CPR we're all. Man, girl and boy. Feel the CPR joy from every nation. In the Caribbean, larger than life. We're building legends in this Caribbean nation. We're all in. It's CPR time.
We're all in. Republic Bank, title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Why the two of y'all look so gloomy?
Uncle Joe, you know thief man in the house and thief all the valuables, including the ID card. Now election come around and we want to go vote. We ain't get no ID card to identify ourselves. No, we can't go vote.
Well, you need to apply to GCOM to have your ID cards replaced. But you need not worry that you won't be able to vote because you don't have your ID cards. GCOM has put other measures in place to accurately identify voters like you who may not have the ID cards.
Well, how they gonna do that? How they gonna know is we name on the list if we don't have ID to prove it?
In addition to your ID card, voters can present their valid passports or valid driver's license if they have these.
Really?
But further, GCOM has placed your photograph alongside your name on a folio which will be at the polling station. And if you go to the polling station without a photo ID, you will be asked to state your name and address. The elections official will look at your face and then compare it with the photo alongside your name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. Then you'll have to answer some questions to verify your identity. If the election official is satisfied that you are the person who you claim to be, you will be allowed to vote after taking an oath of identity.
So you get to vote?
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Good evening and welcome to Monday's edition of the Regional News, starting with news in Jamaica. A fired-up Jamaica Labour Party leader, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, on Sunday expressed confidence that he will lead his party to a third consecutive term in government, as he named September 3 as the date for the island's 19th general election. Nomination day will be on Monday, August 18. Although Holness did not speak to the significance of the date, September 3 has been good for JLP, as it was on the date in 2007 that Bruce Golden defeated Portia Simpson Miller to become Jamaica's 8th Prime Minister. It was also on the date that in 2020 that Holness won his second mandate. Holness announced the much-anticipated date before thousands of flag-waving, bell-ringing, and horn-blowing party supporters in Halfway Tree Square in St. Andrew. Oozing confidence, the Prime Minister declared to the crowd that crammed into the St. Andrew capital to be bigger than the 2016 crowd he addressed at the same venue when he was opposition leader. Over to news in Colombia. Miguel Uribe Turbe, a Colombian senator and presidential hopeful who was hospitalized after being shot at a campaign event more than 2 months ago, has died, his wife announced on Monday. Uribe, 39, a potential presidential candidate from the right-wing opposition, was shot in the head during a rally in Bogota, Colombia's capital, on June 7. The hospital where Uribe was being treated, the Santa Fe de Bogota Foundation, said that the senator died in the early hours of Monday morning. On Saturday, it was warned that he was in a critical condition due to a hemorrhagic episode in the central nervous system. I asked God to show the way to learn to live with you, Maria Claudia Tarazona, Uribe's wife, wrote on social media. Rest in peace. I will take care of our children. Ivan Duque Marquez, Colombia's president from 2018 to 2022, paid tribute to Uribe, saying that terrorism had snatched from the country an upright and transparent leader. End of quote. Finally, with some international news, a prominent Al Jazeera journalist who had previously been threatened by Israel was killed along with 4 colleagues in an Israeli airstrike on Sunday in an attack condemned by journalists and rights groups. Israel's military said it targeted and killed Anas al-Sharif, alleging he had headed a Hamas militant cell and was involved in rocket attacks on Israel. Al Jazeera, which is funded by the Qatari government, rejected the assertion, and before his death, al-Sharif had also rejected such claims made by Israel. Anas al-Sharif and his colleagues were among the last remaining voices in Gaza, conveying the tragic reality to the world, Al Jazeera said. Al-Sharif, 28, was among a group of 4 Al Jazeera journalists and an assistant who died in an airstrike on a tent near Al Sharifa Hospital in eastern Gaza City, Gaza officials said, and Al Jazeera said. An official at the hospital said the 2 other people were killed in the strike. A 6th journalist, Mohammed Al-Khaldi, a local freelance reporter, was also killed in the strike, medics at Al-Shifa Hospital said on Monday. Calling Al-Sharif one of Gaza's bravest journalists, Al Jazeera said that the attack was a desperate attempt to silence voices in anticipation of the occupation of Gaza. Thank you for watching. I am Antonio Day. Goodbye for now and be safe.
PPP government doing big business with sanctioned U.S. company. China Railway Construction Cooperation remains on OFAC sanctions list. Linden mayor criticizes government over lack of new infrastructure projects after 5 years. Endorses Norton for president. ERC at odds over feigned apology by Jennifer Ali. Leaked video shows no remorse for her actions. And AFC unveils additional transformation projects planned if elected to office. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.